Hey there, welcome to the Luz Lumiere channel. Hey there, welcome to the Luz Lumiere channel. Welcome to a pick a card called What Would It Be Like? I made a very conscious and not so conscious, but very specific, I guess, but not really specific, um, decision to call it intimacy. It wasn't really anything sexual, or physical necessarily, but more so, excuse me, what intimacy would be like. Intimacy covers an array of things, and that's what I'll be exploring today. So the timestamps ought to be in the description box, but I'm pretty sure some beautiful people will maybe timestamp their stuff in the comment section, so it's easy for you mobile users. Otherwise, the timestamps will be in the description box. These are the choices: 3, 6, 7, pink, and yellow, to see what intimacy would be like. So think of the person that you're wondering about, and let's see what intimacy would be like. Um, this is for, regardless of what's said here, of what comes out here, remember that you are sovereign of your life and you get to choose whether you want to move forward or not with someone. You get to make that choice, you get to ride that ride. This video, I'm gonna say, is gonna be fairly mature. I think all my videos are fairly mature, at least in language, but yeah. So, you know, don't don't be weird. What else? I read differently from others. If you're down, subscribe. If you're not, thank you for stopping by. I am not taking any personal readings right now. Okay, I'm not taking any personal readings at the moment, but I don't know when you're watching this, so just check the community tab or email me and see what's good, because this will probably like 3 months down the line. I could be. I don't know when you're watching this, but if you're watching this in December 2018, I am not currently taking personal readings. But if you would like to donate to the channel, you can. The link for that is in the description box below, and it would be highly appreciated. Really nice, actually. Cute treat. Alrighty, have you picked your numbers and colors and letters and stuff? Did you pick 6? Did you pick yellow? Did you pick 3? Did you pick pink? If you had the chance to change your fate, did you pick 7? Would you? Alright, so we will start with yellow. Hey, yellow. If you had the chance to change your fate, would you? Okay. What would intimacy be like? Here. Fast and Furious. I really want to turn this up. I think it would be awkward a little bit, but good. Actually, I feel like it would be a slow build. It would be imbalanced, but in a good way. So this is maybe, if I was to relate this to sex, this would be that couple that's kinky in that sub and dom type way, where it's unequal, it's unbalanced, but it's just right for the both of them. That's not saying that's what you would be, but there's a certain imbalance and a certain awkwardness that's just right. Intimacy between you two would be weird in that you wouldn't necessarily be a match that you expect or that people expect. There's something weird about you two. There's something odd, non-conventional about the intimacy between you two, but you're here for it. You're here for it. It's kind of funny. I don't understand. Thanks. Yeah, I mean, yeah, like you. This could be perhaps someone that you. This could be a relationship of exploration. This could be a relationship where you both explore certain things that you wouldn't have. This is a relationship where you, you not okay. This is someone can say, "Oh, I didn't know I was gay." Maybe this is someone who is exploring someone who is different from them, either culturally or sexually. So there's that sort of awkwardness, at least to start with, that then is the draw. The awkwardness is the draw. The weirdness is the draw. The unconventionalness of it is the draw. Here we have mischief. There's something, not to say forbidden about this, but there's something kind of odd about how intimacy is between you two, or you multiple people. But even in that, or rather, and even in that, there's still a sense of, that was nice. Or there's still a sense of, oh, this is good. So this could be even a couple that, two people, or again, more, who argue, and I'm not saying argument here. No, I was going to say a couple that would argue, and then at the end of it, you know, still giggle and cuddle, right? Like, you have your blowout, and it's on something like abortion, and you have two very vast opinions, and yet at the end of it, you're still cozied up together. So even though there is the chemical the imbalance between you two, it's still a place of safety. That's weird. I get it. It's just odd. This could also be, again, with that imbalance between you two, where things are, sub-dom type stuff. This could be where one of you is exalted, again, in that sort of imbalance on the outside, but you are fine with it. You're chill with it. Like, you're happy about it. Maybe you're the one being exalted, or they are the ones being exalted. Something about this is topsy-turvy, but that's the balance in it also. It's odd. It really is. But somehow it seems to work in that you both feel good about it. If there is some sort of exaltation here, it's there's this is like someone who dates someone pretty conservative, dates someone who's pretty wild, or someone who looks conservative is actually quite wild, and they like to have relations outdoors or in random places, or they look like a church girl, preppy girl, or whatever, and yet, my goodness, are they just a wild thing? Um, or guy, they look completely unassuming, they look like an Eddie Redmayne or a Newt Scamander, and then, my goodness, Lord in heaven, what happened there, sir? Wow. Wow. And you're just like, okay, I guess that's what we're doing here. He's just not that awkward dude in the private. But this again is not just about the physical. I'm trying to give examples for like what I'm getting here. It's something that there's an awkwardness here, but it's like an awkwardness that works. There's an exaltation here, but it works. There's an imbalance here, which works. Um, there's maybe not to say worshiping, but like there's again an exaltation, putting someone on a pedestal and loving it, and they love it too. It works for the both of you. Um, or at least even in some very beautiful cases, you put your bond on a pedestal. The both of you. You put your bond on a pedestal and you do things for the good of your bond, for the good of your connection, for the good of your relationship here. So it could be, even when it comes to intimacy, you put your connection ahead of everything else. The connection is the thing that is exalted. The connection is the thing that is imbalanced, where you do things for the sake of the connection. Let's see. If if you two were people that play games, it's almost like you've met your match, but you still play games with each other, and you both know you play games with each other, and you both know the other knows that you're playing games, and so you still play games, but because you're both playing the same games, it works out. Does that make sense? Like, that's an awkwardness. It's weird. Everybody, on the outside looking at it, I'd be like, what the fuck? But for some reason, for you two, it works. And there's this sense of like vindictiveness, this sense of like cat and mouse. The cat and mouse knowing full well who's the cat, who's the mouse, whose turn it's gonna be to do what, how many days, how many phone calls, how many texts. Um, I suppose on the outside one would say dysfunctional, but somehow it works for the both of you. Like, real talk, if you looked at it, you'd be like, you know, but it works for the both of you. What else can I get here? Yeah, you guys are into it. That's what I'm seeing here. You wanna say something? that's the thing. Like, this is pretty much. Oh, aw. Yeah, this is pretty much what I'm seeing here. Y'all are weird. I mean, it works though. Like, there's your thing that you have is it works somehow. Because what came out was a Two of Cups and Nine of Cups. And look at all these people who are just being like celebratory and whatever. And here are the two people here who are loving it. And then also in the middle of it is all this hullabaloo of the Two of Wands reversed and the Page of Pentacles reversed and the Page of Wands reversed. So it could also be something fresh. It could also be something new where you're either new to each other or this bond is fairly new to you. You two, again, are different-ish type of people to each other, or at least the thing that you have is different from what you've had before with others. But somehow, though, whatever your thing is, it somehow works. You know, it somehow works. So that's nice. It somehow would work, rather. So that's cute. Thanks, Yellow. I'd like to hear from you in the comments if you could add some meat to these bones. That would be really cute because what the fuck? Okay. I appreciate you. And if you'd like to subscribe, I'd love to have you if you'd like. You can check out the other of my videos as well to see if there's something for you. I have mad pick of cards. And you can go on ahead and binge them because I have a playlist full. But then there's also some that never make it to the playlist, so look. Have at it. Go have some fun. Otherwise, if you subscribe, I will see you. Oh, cool. Music. Oh, cards. Alright. Bye, Yellow. Hey, Six, honey. How are you? Welcome to the Luz Lumiere channel. If you'd like to subscribe, I'm going to say check out the rest of my videos. I have a playlist. I have playlists as well, so you can just go bam, bam, bam. Let's see. What would intimacy be like between these two? Oh, shit. I forgot to... Oh, wow. Poor Yellow. Oh, wow. Okay. What is this? Okay. So, wow. Yeah, no. 6 is getting it today. Wow, this is, yeah, you had, like, engagement, express your love, you deserve love. Like, this would be a very loving relationship. This intimacy would be soft, it would be loving, it would be doing for them as they do for you, them doing for you as you do for them. Jesus Christ, 6, come through. Shit. The sad thing is I know what I picked this. Look, maybe things will change. This would be... this would be filled with a lot of love. This is like maybe... I'm sensing... Please mind this potential crudeness. Someone who be filled with so much... so much intense emotion that they come too soon. So, it feels so weird saying that. Okay. There's that. Um, and so this could also be some uh, like I'm getting a good virgin vibe here. Also, for what intimacy would be like, um, I'm getting a real good virgin vibe here. I'm also getting a good celibate maybe, I suppose, vibe from this. So this would be not young love. This would be like loving all over again, loving for the first time. Intimacy between you two would have respect. Intimacy between you two would have understanding. It would be pure. It's like I know your shit, you know my shit, and your shit isn't shit because I accept it, and my shit isn't shit because you accept it. Um, it's almost like you can't do wrong in these eyes, and you're always sort of looking out for each other. You would be looking out for each other, and very understanding. I'm getting here a very understanding bond, intimate bond here. This is where, when it comes to intimacies in any sort of way, when it comes to sort of outside of the bedroom, it would be an understanding vibe of where, someone is having a bad day or they're going through something, or this is, a partnership that lends understanding and listening. So maybe you've been through some things and you're finding love again with each other or with, this person, with each other. Like in that, like either you have broken up before and you've come back together stronger, incredibly stronger, or this is a new person. One of those stories where you've been through so much in the past with somebody that you finally entered into a relationship that you're like, this is what it would be, this is what it should be like for everybody. I hope this is for everyone. Um, the type of thing that like makes you believe again. um, and that makes, everything in the past sort of feel worth it. Uh, this is Yeah, so that's understanding, listening to one another, and if it's a physical thing, it's also being attentive to the other's needs and desires. Physically, in the beginning, I feel like it'd be a little bit clumsy. I don't know. I don't even know what that would mean, really. But I feel like I'm seeing some clumsiness, again, going back to sort of like virginal or some sort of difference in something, kind of discovering each other in some sort of way. Um, Discovering each other's tastes and maybe exploring new things with each other. Um, and being a little clumsy, but wanting to stick through it because either the other is into it or because you want to explore and heighten your relationship in that way. But this is, again, understanding in that sense as well. Wanting to listen to the other and their body, their needs, wanting to learn. Okay. Why are you here again? Mischief. She's she back here. Um oh, that's new. Shit. So here this could have been an intimacy where someone may have left a previous something to be within this bond. Um so there's that. Or maybe stowaway moments within this bond, right? Where there's maybe something else going on out there, and this is a place of stowaway. This is a place of rest and recuperation. Um, it's a bond that is cherished here between you two. Intimacy would be cherished between you two. Um, it's like two lovers coming from a long trip seeing each other. It's kind of that that sort of hug at the airport type feel, where no one's really thinking about the outside world, no one's really thinking about anything outside of what's going on with this person. So they're just looking at you and you're just looking at them type thing. It's just the two of you when you two are together. I'm getting a whole another story. For some people, they're really thinking that this is what it would be like, if the other if there's someone involved elsewhere. They're really thinking and hoping this is what it would be like. Okay. Where are you? Oh, there you are. Or maybe this is where it came from, too. Yeah. Let's see. Hmm. Yeah, I feel like for some of you, when you're with your partner, I'm gonna say you're with your partner. You're not thinking about anything outside, just like that airport scene that I described earlier. Do you want to say something about this since you're out here? Yeah, this would be a place of respite for swords. This would be a place of rest. This would be a place of refuge. So for some of you that are, this is something on the side, or this is something that you come to, intimacy in this bond would be something that you come to escape the outside world, something that is your own space, something that you create your own bubble. This is where you, again, that airport scene when you hug, it doesn't matter what's gone on between those two people, what's not gone on, what plans they need to plan, what plans they haven't planned, what plans they're not going to plan, what their, disagreements or agreements are in that moment. All they care about is that moment, and that's what that moment is about. So that's what intimacy would be like with this person, that moment, and feeling it fully. Six, we almost had. Anyway, thank you so much for listening, Six. I do appreciate you. I'm trying to see what else, because I don't want to miss out on anything for you like I did the possible last one. I'd like to hear from you if you could add some skin to the bones of this what this was. That would be nice. Again, if you'd like to subscribe, you can check out the rest of the videos on the channel, and then you can subscribe to see if I am the reader for you. Okay? Nothing else is coming to mind, so I'll just see you in the comments. Keep your light on and good luck. Hey 3. Hey 3, what would intimacy be like between you two? That's the big question here. What would it be like between you two? Thank you for watching this video, by the way. If you haven't subscribed yet, you might want to check out the rest of my videos. I have playlists and hella pick cards, so you can just have at it. And I have some pretty decent readings, I'd say. I think I'm pretty alright. And if those vibe with you in whatever way, feel free to subscribe, because I'd love to have you if you vibe with how I read. What would intimacy be like, though? Tell me something. Tell me a story. Tell me a story about how intimacy would be like for 3. Man. Bro. Oh. Brother. I said something in the previous reading and I can't believe I said that. Wedding and keep an open mind in reverse. Oh, man. Anything? Okay, so this is the same fucking... Alright. I mean, I'm not getting so much of a virginal vibe from this one, necessarily, okay? Intimacy. Oh, girl, I never saw that angel right there. What a weirdo. Look at that. Did you ever see that angel right there? This one creeping behind her ear and stuff? Never in my life have I ever seen that angel before. Look at that. Romance angels giving me something new all the time. That's why I adore them. What would intimacy be like between you two? Basic. Steady. By the book. Those are my initial hits. Let's see. What would intimacy be like between these two? Please don't give me that same card you keep giving me for everybody else. I don't need that. Missionary. Ecstasy. And kiss in reverse. So I feel like, and I could be wrong, there's an open window for that. Intimacy between you two would be run of the mill. It would be, normal. It would be decent. It would be run of the mill. That's not a bad thing. That's nice. It would be just, basic. I'm talking about the bedroom here. Or at least the feeling that you would get from the bedroom stuff. The physical stuff. Pretty mundane. I'm not sure if it would be... Okay, so I feel like if that's the case, it may start off like that, but someone may be hopeful, or you both may be hopeful that it gets more exciting. Yeah. So also here, another story I'm seeing here is perhaps one of you is timid. Maybe one of you is a little shy. Maybe one of you is a little bit slow to open up physically and emotionally. And so things go really slow. Not really slowly. It's just, I don't know. I don't want to use too many like adverbs like that. But things move, slow paced. You keep it to the basics. This is not a choker. It's slow, it's paced, or it started off that way, or it's that way now. The emotions may be a little lackluster for some, or both, for one or both of you. about where you're at sexually. Things are stable, right? Things are stable. Things are decent. It's not like you're not, getting any or anything like that, but it's not necessarily nothing. It's not really something to write home about, but at the same time, it's not to say that it's missing affection. It's there. It's just perhaps one of you or both of you have known better or know it could be better. Let's look at ecstasy. It's ecstasy is a pretty tall order. Let's see what we can get from that. Yeah, I feel like this is a prim, proper, you know, type of I'm getting like physical here. When it comes to like the bedroom, it's like prim, proper, uh, you know, one of you may be more prone to, and again, to come when it comes to physically, um, do some things to make sure you do reach a point of ecstasy, either alone or with your partner. Here, so perhaps again, one of you is waiting for the other to catch up, or both of you are sort of waiting for things to get better, for things not get better. This isn't bad by any means. Um, one or both of you maybe like you both if it's both of you, you may be just waiting to bide your time before things go to, another level of deeper kind of physical something. That's what I'm getting. I'm not getting like a non-physical here. Um, like what intimacy looks like non-physically. What would this look like in the streets? In the streets, this looks like a proper, respectable looking couple. People who are first date, third, fourth date, in the beginning stages of knowing each other, so they haven't necessarily let their freak flags fly, necessarily. Um, this may be a couple who is looking to grow together, and so they're still sort of vibing each other out. So the intimacy seems slightly fresher outside of the bedroom. Um, it seems young in that it's new. And so I'm getting like by the book here, just doing things in a normal, by the book, traditional sort of way. Yeah, definitely feeling that one or both of you pleases themselves physically to get to a certain point sexually, either with the other person or alone. When it comes to the physicalities, when it comes to it outside of the bedroom, intimacy in the streets, there's not a hanging in there in a bad way, but it's almost like you can almost see a bit of potential here with this person, and so you're hanging in there, one or both of you, to see where it could go, where it could develop, right? Yeah. Do you want to say something? Okay. Um, obsessive. Yeah. This could also possibly be a couple trying to have a baby. Yeah. where it's not fully even about the physicalness, and it's not really about that. It could be more so about trying to get to a certain point here. Yeah, okay. This is the Knight of Wands in reverse. So I'm getting people that know what they're doing in some ways, but aren't doing it with each other. So that date scenario where you're looking to see if this works out because you see that there's a semblance of a connection here, and so you're hanging in there to see where it goes. It just may lack some passion. At least maybe not as much passion as one or both of you may like, or maybe wanting necessarily. Maybe a little lackluster. But at the same time, I feel like you're willing to put in, or at least one or both of you is sort of willing to put in the work. Not it's the work, or you're waiting, rather. You're willing to see if things could get better. Yeah, a wrench in the machinery. So there could be some sort of thing going on with your partner, so you're keeping it easy. Maybe they had an injury. I don't know. This is what intimacy would be like, so I'm not trying to do things of what intimacy is now, but there's a sense of hanging in there to see where things go. If this is if this is intimacy in the streets, this could be, and this is of an established or situationship. Things are okay. Things are more committed in a way, the intimacy between you two, but you, you or the other, I suppose, are waiting for this to get better, to elevate itself to something where more emotions are involved, more feeling is involved, where things aren't just going through the motions of being a couple. So intimacy is there. You know this is your partner. They know you're the partner. There's just there's a little bit of something missing, but it's almost like it may be coming. Okay, I hope that served you in some way. So let me see if anything else is coming through. There's a hanging in there vibe here as far as what intimacy would be like. Yeah, there is. Ever since I got my new Romance Angels deck, my old Romance Angels deck is acting brand new. They're looking shiny and stuff. Yeah, I'm not doing, if you could add some flesh to this reading in the comments, I'd appreciate that, because, okay, I mean, yeah. If you'd like to subscribe, check out my other videos. I have multiple playlists and a lot of pick-a cards, and you can see if any of them kind of serve you. And if you'd like to donate to the channel, that'd be pretty cool. So the link for that is in the description box below. Otherwise, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Keep your light on, and good luck. Okay? Good luck, number 3. Hey, number 7. Okay. You can find me in the club. Bottle to the bub. I'm into having sex. I ain't into making love. Uh-oh. Number 7, I have not sung in the club ever in a while. That's channeled. Let's see what happened here. Let's see. 50 Cent, eh? And 6 and you can move. I miss 50 Cent so much. He's my favorite. 50. Alright. What would intimacy be like between these two? Nah. Just give me what intimacy would be like here, please. No. Take me out of my mind. Take me out of myself. Please just give me a clear and direct, decent story about what intimacy would be like here. For those that picked this, thank you. What would intimacy be like? I mean, I'm having sex and I'm making love. You can find me in the club, bottle for the pub. No, we're not doing that. This is the club, though. Unrequited love. Jesus Christ. That's nice. Okay. Look, I feel like I can do a lot with unrequited love. One of you will not be as satisfied as you would like in this bond. One of you may put in more work than the other when it comes to intimacy here between you two, and the other would enjoy it. I'm seeing. Perhaps one or both. Perhaps one of you is into having sex and not making love. This would be maybe a dutiful sex than something with a deep connection, or this is what, or this is what your connection is like, where one of you is devoted to it while the other just kind of carries on with life. So one of you is more devoted to it than the other is. There could be something of phoning it in, something of, dude, I swear you keep coming through here. Mischief, transgress, pleasure in reverse. There may have been a past transgression here with this bond, and that made the pleasure tank for one of you or both of you, where your bond is not fixed to the point that you can really take pleasure and enjoy each other in the way that you would like or the way that you used to. Okay? And now I'm going to do another reading for number 7 because nobody else is trying to talk. Don't tell anybody else. I'm going to put this guy back in. What would intimacy be like for number 7, please? Thank you. Okay. This is what it is. Okay. Something casual or something that starts off pretty casual, but the thing is, flirt isn't really, like when you read the book, flirt isn't really casual at all. flirt is like pretty high level energy. It's definitely like a physical, something. But the way I read it, this bitch keeps coming out. I swear, for every single number, it's come out. Except like one. This mischief. Why? Why do you keep coming out? Golly. Anyway. Okay. So. This could start off casually or start off slowly. What intimacy would be like here. Um, I don't know why I'm getting sapiosexual, like I really don't want to, but this could be where your conversation, your minds are are okay, are an attractor for you. Having conversations turns you on. So the intimacy would be in the tongue, the intimacy would be in your words, the intimacy would be in the expressions with each other, and they would also show up in the physical. What I'm seeing here is a little bit of competitiveness in arguments, in the conversations that you have. Some, not competitiveness, but like you may be evenly matched. They have an argument, you have an argument, and there's something sexy about that. So I guess, yeah, the whole sapiosexual thing there. And also I see that transferring to the bedroom where you want to please each other. And it's almost like you you would want to match each other. That's cute. That's nice. Where you want to please your partner and they want to please you too, and it turns into something of a game where you try out different things to please your partner. And they do the same for you. With the unrequited love, you two could have different tastes. So hence the going sort of casual and slow in the beginning. Hence the embarrassment of sorts, where one person is into this, the other person is into that, but then you sort of figure your way out with each other. It may be alarming that you two are so different. I mean, you are arguing quite a lot, but it's not like, I mean, it could be like, rah, 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 or it could just be, checkmate, 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 It could be both. And that obviously transfers over to the bedroom as well, in that you may try this and you may try that, and you're getting to know your partner is a little bit different from maybe people that you or the other person may be used to. But here what I'm seeing is a couple or people. Here what I'm seeing is a bond that's trying. A bond that, not to say reckless abandon, because I swear every single card would be reckless abandon, but it's an abandon of like trying. Again, with the unrequited love, there could be something of a mismatch where your tastes are different, your compatibility is different. One of you could be in the terms that one of you could be into certain kinks that the other isn't. The other could be into a certain kink that this other person is into a different kind of kink. And then y'all trying to figure it out. I mean, this could also be something like where one of you is vastly more experienced than the other. You know, it doesn't always have to be about whips and chains or etc., etc., etc. Waterworks. It could just be learning one another. I don't feel like you talk about it though. I feel like you maybe have talked about how different you two may be, not entirely how different you are. Like I feel like there's a connection, right? There's a connection. You two somehow match and you also don't match. I don't know how that works. What's an example of two people matching and then not matching? Well, if I think of unrequited love, one of you could be timid and just go along with what the other wants. And so you kind of match, but you don't match because the other sort of catches you and says, dude, no, I want you to also be happy, so let's figure this out. That's a way that you can match and not match at the same time. There's something about being filmed here also. So there's that. Let's see. I'm not sure if you're being filmed for learning purposes or if you're being filmed for just pleasurable for pleasurable the what's the word I'm looking for pleasurable reasons. There's something about being filmed here. Not for everybody, by the way. Like, not at all for everybody. Let's see. Do 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 do. Yeah, I really do feel like at the center of this, if there's been some hijinks, some trying to get used to each other, some that more experience versus inexperience or different type of experience and different types of ways of especially physical intimacy or even just opinions, you know, you're two different people, then I feel like there's some calibration. Like you two still have this connection to one another and you're willing to give to the other, to learn the other, kind of ignoring the apparent incompatibilities and trying to work them out and work through them. And I feel like you do. Shit, I feel like you do. I feel like even given the sort of incompatibilities, there's a sense of at least wanting and desiring to work through them. I feel like there's a period where you don't talk about it. Excuse me. So, for instance, if this is as someone who's celibate and talking to somebody who isn't celibate necessarily, there's a not talking about it, but if this is a what would it be like, there would be eventually conversation about that. If someone is a virgin and they're waiting for whatever reason, whether it's marriage or the one or whatever, like there would eventually be some sort of conversation about, okay, how do we dot dot dot, or someone is into shit, autoerotic asphyxia, I don't know, shit's video voyeurism, look, I don't know, okay, there's a lot out there. People are advanced. um uh, and there has to be, some sort of conversation of like, hey, obviously, I'm into this, and I want to say that even though the other may feel some type of way about it, right? This is someone who may have had even, maybe you're both experienced, maybe you don't have any major kinks or anything, just, a basic couple, just regular old couple. Um, this could be someone having like a higher number than you, and you have a lower number, or a number that you think is more respectable than whatever number they have, and you're like, oh my god. So there's a sense of there's a certain level of incompatibility, right? And I'm feeling that could also be what the unrequited love was. I could not remember what I said for unrequited love. There's a mismatch. Yeah. Um, and I feel like for some of you, you would walk away, like someone in the bond would walk away. For others of you, you would want to give it a try. Um, this one gives it a try. Perhaps the other one wouldn't, because the disparity between the two is too great. Maybe you really are just too different. Perhaps your opinions on, hot topics that you do argue over, or you combat each other over, in as much as it may be, whatever, you may be entirely too incompatible for you to even want to continue pursuing it. Or you may be incompatible still in thought, in the bedroom in some ways, but oh shit, but you're still giving it a go, and dare I say it, working at it, and this works. I mean, this could also be someone having a part that's a certain size and it not being able to be what the other part needs. Like just things like that. Like it doesn't have to always be this, oh, someone is a Christian Grey and the other is a, what's her name, Matilda, Anastasia, and it's like, whoa, but this would be that. Where there is an undeniable sort of attraction or sort of link there, and both parties willing to bend through the slight hijinks to work together. Thanks. Asking something in the back. Don't worry about me. Yeah. What I oh wow, that's so funny. I mean, I always think that. Let me see something really quickly. So what I'm asking back here is how this relates to the unrequited love, just to tie it a little bit more together. For some of you, that definitely, that one card, like that was it. If this is like, nah, okay, it's not. But for some of you where it is both stories, I'm wanting to connect them in a way that makes sense, because I do feel like for both, one of them one of that dissolves, and this one doesn't necessarily. So the cards that came out um, are Justice on the bottom of the deck, which is funny. It talks about kind of cause and effect, consequences of certain actions. This is the King of Cups in reverse, the Two of Pentacles, and the Stars. So, for me, I have a certain instinctive thought here, but what I would see here is just still, she's the cover of the video, like, still this looking in her eyes and her rubbing her shoes, being like, man, like, we may not be compatible in a certain way, but I'm still willing to give it a go. Or she is the one who would be more experienced or more into whatever the unbound, like one of the ones who would be more into whatever would be saying like, okay, like I could, yeah, I see that. So basically what I was saying, yeah, I see that, but let's see where we could go, how far we could go, given how this connection is. And that could also translate in, again, not just the physical, but even in in the streets, where even though you're so different, in whatever way, there's still okay, let's see. So, okay. So, with the unrequited love, also, it was one person trying and the other not doing like as much, right? That was what I said. And the King of Cups and the King of Chalices in reverse is disconnected from his emotions. So, and even with that heart-to-heart conversation, so it seems like how that relates to the unrequited love is, yeah, there's not enough on one person's part, but it's looking like with that Justice there, which is at the bottom of the deck, she being any one of the member in the party is acquiescing and saying like, okay, well shit, I'll play the role of the person with the unrequited love and see where it goes. I'll do the connecting for us and keep it going. With the Two of Pentacles and the Stars, let's see. I'm thinking, even though, because these came out together, even though this person, one of the people would be disconnected from their emotions, they still have hope of trying to work it out with this person, of trying to, they still have enough to want to bring a level of calibration to this. Okay, now I see it. It would be balance, isn't it? Okay. Now I see that they would be willing to sort of work on it. So in a way, this would be like Christian Grey, and this would be Anastasia. But also, this could also be Christian Grey, and this could also be Anastasia, where both parties are sort of feeling that mismatchedness in whatever, but both parties, that disconnection, but also both parties are, one party is hopeful and the other party is willing to take that chance also. So they have the same sort of, they're working on it together. So thank you for reiterating that message for me. Yeah, so, oh, never mind. Yeah, maintaining balance, creating good things with that one. And the Stars, a time of renewal and cleansing. So even though one of them may be disconnected or whatever, they're still, how does the star mean renewal? Alright, whatever. They're still willing to So again, I mean, really, either one of these could be Christian Grey, either one of these could be Anastasia. And what I'm saying is either one of these could be the extreme of one or the other, right? Yeah. So either one could be the one into the stuff, the one that's not really into the stuff. This could be the one into the stuff, this could be the one that's not into the stuff, whatever the stuff is. But trying to, work together here. That's all I'm going to do with this one. Thank you for listening. Let's see, I'm looking at another card here. Looking at the center card. Let's see, tell me more. Yeah, a mutual desire to best each other and also a mutual desire to work together. So even if it's competitive, it's still sort of competitive for the same goal of working together, pleasing one another, having to see how this could work intimately in all the ways that intimacy sort of, works out. And being open, like very open to one another. I mean, that come hither, that justice card, I wish I shuffle it back in, but that justice card is she has definitely that come hither face. It is not the justice we are used to, I can tell you that much. She has that come hither face. So that's pretty cool. I'm not doing. If you would like to add some flesh to this reading, I'd appreciate that in the comments. Otherwise, I do appreciate you liking and sharing and watching this video. If you want to check out my other videos, you can. I do hella videos, hella big cards, and just fun readings. Fun for me. If you're into the way I read or whatever, you could follow if you want, like subscribe. And if you're already subscribed, I got love for you. So, thanks for watching. Number 7. Good luck with this. I almost forgot I had one more to do. I was gonna piece it out. Oh, hey, Nunu. Hey, Pink. How are ya? How are ya? Pink. What would intimacy be like between you two? Let's find out, shall we? While I shuffle, you can take a look at my other videos and see what playlist you want to start sinking your teeth into. I have a ton of videos. I have a ton of videos. Some of them are nicely organized in playlists, and you can see what you want to sink your teeth into. A ton of big cards. I'd love it if you subscribed because you vibe with how I read. If not, you can just, pass on by. If you do subscribe, don't forget to hit the bell because I do go live and I like to do some funky things. You don't want to miss out on that. What would the intimacy be like? Tell me something. What would intimacy be like? know, manipulative. I'm just gonna say things that are coming to my mind, and then I'll do the reading. I have to get them out of the way. So hang in there if you'd like. It seems like someone who like is online and they message you and they're like, "Oh, I'm gonna do this to you. I'm gonna do this to your body," or "Ooh, I want to fly you out," or this is someone who's like, "Are you DTF? Let's meet." And you're like, "Okay," and then they're like, "Oh, something came up," like that. Like someone who says they're gonna do these things, and then they just don't. Like they can't deliver. They can't. I almost feel like they wish they could, but they can't. Why can't they? That's kind of what intimacy would be like here, just off the cuff, right? And then I'll see what else comes through here. For whatever reason. Someone here could have been influenced by porn in not watching porn or in also watching too much porn. And so in either watching a lot of porn or in watching not enough porn, I don't know, that influenced them to have certain expectations that weren't real. So this could be someone who pretends in intimacy. This is physical that I'm reading right now. And then I'll do out of the streets if I can. This is a bit of a pretense. Trying to act like a porn star or what they think a porn star would be, like something like that. But like they're not, you know. They're not, and it's not real. I don't feel like someone would enjoy, like it's too heady, this is too cerebral. It's too cerebral. So this could also be someone who, not to say sex is a chore for this person or this bond, but like, yeah. Not to say it's a chore, it's just, there's some pretense here. It's almost like someone not fully giving themselves to the experience or not fully allowing themselves to have the joy and the fun they could have because like they're too in their head or they're not giving themselves permission to. So I don't know if this is intimacy with someone who, intimacy between you two, what it would be like, because this is a shared energy here. Because this could also be on the alternative, someone who really does enjoy physical relations, but denies themselves it or acts like they don't in order to look a certain type of way. And this is someone who pretends that they have a certain level of sexual prowess when they don't, too. But then there's also a fear that they don't. Like there's a certain fear here. Either way, this isn't hitting it. Alternatively, I mean, it's not necessarily an alternative. It's more of just like a different scenario where some people may be used to dressing up, right? Some people may be used to fantasy sex, fantasy type relationships, um, physical ones, and the other isn't. So fantasy in the form of physically dressing up and doing, this whole thing, and maybe it's gotten boring, maybe it's no longer fun anymore. Perhaps it's gotten old. Perhaps it's gotten too real. It's gotten too serious for one of the people, and like that's what they're about, and the other person's like, I don't know anymore about this. Also, someone being too heady, like there's someone too thinking too much about it, really just maybe like focusing a little bit too much. And there's like a call here to like relax into physical relations and be not be yourself, but like relax. Don't, moves guys like in bed, the moves to make a girl scream in bed, like none of that, like no. I mean, that could be useful, but like if it's getting in the way and isn't really coming from a place that is energetically aligned, then that's not working. You know? There's some sort of belief here that is underlying this intimacy, this intimate bond here, that if it was broken away from, that would help, either in terms of, it would help in terms of finding a bond that works better, or improving this physical, this intimate bond, not just physically. I mean, I'm seeing the physical, but let's see if this isn't physical. If this is intimacy in the streets, this is someone working a little too hard to be perfect. Still. And it's almost like once you let go of that idea of perfection, or idea of what it's supposed to be like, supposed to, then things feel and flow better. Otherwise, I can't see who's having fun here in this intimate bond. I mean, even if it was, dude, I can't. I can't actually see who's having fun here. Tell me about this pink stone intimate bond here. Tell me about intimacy between these two. Bitch, this fucking card keeps coming up for every single fucking person. Mischief. Like, why? I don't get it. Why? Why do you keep doing this? There's not enough emotion here, man. There's not enough play and boredom came out. It's just there's a lack of something here. And I feel like something is blocking it. Oh. should know what that is. Doing things or creating things in order to meet emotional needs. That's funny. This is the Nine of Pentacles in reverse. I asked, what could the possible block be here? Doing things in order to meet emotional needs. Again, I'm missing emotion here. I'm looking at plans. I'm looking at following, not blueprints, but like doing this and that and not actually following your emotions. It's like someone trying to meticulously, create something that's supposed to be va va voom, but like they're going about it the wrong way, or this bond is going about it the wrong way. And to get to intimacy that would feel good, it seems like you'd have to go to the intimacy that feels good and do that, as opposed to trying to plan your way. It's almost like work backwards, like, or just don't even work, just be. And Five of Cups, dude, like there's your emotion. It's in this. It's just sad as fuck. I mean, look at this. This is depressing. We finally have a sense of emotion here, and it's just not working. Maybe you're trying to rekindle the romance, the intimacy by, being mental about it, by doing things the right way, Googling how to blah, 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 and all this, that, and the other, but it's a mask. It's not real. I mean, it is, right? Like, obviously those techniques work in some way, but they're not long-lasting, and they're not building this bond. There's an imbalance here. So in any case, this has gone on long enough. If this was in the streets still, okay, let's see. If this was in the streets, how is this intimacy reflected? This is still trying to plan romantic dates to try and bring romance in, but it's not the way. It's trying to do this, that, and the other, trying to do this, trying to think this, blah, 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 blah. But that's not how this intimacy would work. It's the best way to bring intimacy about in this situation would be to free your emotional self, to move with your emotions, and not to say express how you feel, but like express how you feel. If you're not feeling up to connecting with this partner, or if the other person isn't feeling up to it, not forcing it to be what it isn't, and kind of honoring where it's at, honoring the imbalance. I don't know. This reading took a turn. But yeah, intimacy here is lost or being lost, and the way to get it back is to connect with the emotions and go from there. Okay. I don't know. I hope this served you. I hope you can fill in some blanks here with this. If this resonated with you, check out my other videos to see if there's something there for ya. Okay. And I would love for you to subscribe if you're here. Thank you so much for those who have subscribed and are out here with me on this. And thank you so much for liking the video, sharing, and donating to the channel. I appreciate you doing that. I will see you on the flippity flip. keep your light on, and good luck.